And Fani Willis has left the courtroom, at least for today. Court is going to end now. This has been a marathon day. We're going to take you through it a little bit. We all have opinions. Let's start with the judge because this started earlier today. I didn't think it would be, well, I don't know. I'm totally into this story, but I didn't even know it would be like this on the witness stand. It started slow at 10. But it picked up a lot of steam.
I got to tell you, Dana, everybody I've spoken with has been glued to this. This is a combination of a real courtroom, but also with soap opera, with characters and with explosions that you don't usually see in courtrooms. So let me start by saying that Fani Willis is out of control. All right. No judge would tolerate what she did in that courtroom. I don't know why this one did, but any judge that I appeared before trying a case would have held me in contempt if I acted that way. She was condescending. She was out of control. She was combative. She was gratuitous. She was lecturing. She yelled at the attorney and said, "Don't you yell at me." And, you know, the attorney wasn't yelling, but she was yelling at the attorney. And she literally thought that this was her show, that she was running the courtroom, and that, you know, all of these issues, everybody had to be lectured. If she was asked a question, you know, did you keep cash, and trying to assess, the real issue here is whether or not there were misconduct allegations that can lead to her being disqualified. Those misconduct allegations include, number one, did she have an affair with a guy before she hired him? And what has come out is that she hired him in November of 2022, and the affair started in early 2023. So I guess a few weeks after they took a look at each other, they decided they were going to have sex together. But the truth is that it's more than that. Was she partaking of trips that literally she was indirectly paying for?
Right.
And when it got to the point where she had to prove that she was, in fact, reimbursing Mr. Wade for these trips, she couldn't have any proof. She didn't have any. She said she went to Belize with cash. I mean, who goes to Belize with cash? And then finally, she said that she never received a gift with an aggregate of over $100. What she's got to worry about is not so much her reputation, because she's outraged. She's got to worry about the reputation of her office. That DA's office has a stink on it now. Did she hire someone that she brought in because she wanted to have a relationship with him? Did she spend, and by the way, how do you go on 5 trips as a DA in 6 months? I mean, from Belize to the Bahamas to Aruba to Miami, the Napa Valley. I mean, who's running the DA's office? Nobody has time to do this. She was out of control, but in the end, I think she started understanding that it wasn't her show. She had to calm herself.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and say it ain't so. We are back with Big Fani Willis, the woman that is just so angry right now because she has been caught in her lies. Her and Nathan Wade has been lying under oath, and we know it. The stories don't match up. And then if you even seen today, we're going to be covering that story as well. She had her father come in, and you telling me that she been talking to Nathan Wade probably for the last 3-4 years. And you telling me her father didn't know anything about Nathan Wade. Her father said he didn't know anything about Nathan Wade until last year. I'm like, bro, they are just lying. I'm pretty sure Fani Willis coached her dad to try to tell him what to say, because none of their stories add up. I mean, all of them lying. There's no way Fani Willis been talking to this man that long and she didn't tell her father. Like, you telling me he just found out about Nathan Wade last year? So it's just been a whole bunch of lies and stuff going on. Y'all even heard what Judge Janine had to say about it on Fox. Judge Janine went off on Fani Willis. Now, we're about to go ahead and dive straight into this one. We got this one coming from Doug. He said, DA Fani Willis yells in court and throws her papers. And at this point, that's when the judge kind of went off and like, you know what? If you keep it up, I'm going to strike your testimony. And then that's when he kind of like just shut it down for about 5 minutes. Let everybody get out the court, even put her out the courtroom for a minute. So the judge wasn't playing with it at that time. But we're about to dive straight into it. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it, y'all. Let's go.
Trial, no matter how hard. This whole Fani Willis thing is a complete clown show. We have lots of footage. In fact, here's a clip before we get to the real scandal.
So your office objected to us getting Delta records for flights that you may have taken with Mr. Wade.
Well, no, look. I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020.
Wow.
I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
Well, right now, you on trial.
You is on trial.
She is on trial, and she's trying to shuck and jive her way out of this.
Yep.
We'll see how the judge takes to this lady, who I think she's allowed to defend herself all she wants in court. But none of her stories are adding up. But the scarier corruption is coming up next. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are, where I try and bring you the best in news entertainment every day. Now, this is the most scurrilous thing I could think of. First, I'll read this tweet from Simon Ateba, and that will cue up our video. So, corruption, let me get my glasses on here. From Simon Ateba, corruption, Terrence Bradley reveals National Bar Association advised him to avoid questions about Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Watch. We're going to get to the video. I just want to unpack this to set this up for what to look for. This gentleman in this video is Terrence Bradley. So he originally was a friend of Nathan Wade's, and Nathan Wade allegedly told Terrence Bradley about his affair with Fani Willis back in 2019, or sometime before they said it started. And then Nathan Wade hired Terrence Bradley to be his lawyer. So at that point, attorney-client privilege kicked in, and he doesn't have to testify to anything that they shared under oath. However, he is supposed to share what he said before that attorney-client privilege under oath. Well, the state bar came in, and this is the Bar Association, told Terrence Bradley, do not testify about anything regarding Wade and Willis. Here's the video.
Refer to what I was told by the bar, that Rule 1.6 of confidentiality applies, and that I would be asking for an immediate review by the Supreme Court.
Sure, but applies to what?
Any communications is what the person at the bar told us.
Any communications?
He did not qualify.
If you talk to Mr. Wade, that's covered.
Well, Judge, I don't know. He didn't go into those specifics, but this is what was told. I was sitting there with my attorneys.
That is corruption all the way up to the very top of the Bar Association are coming down and saying, you don't talk about this. You do not testify in this, even when you were in the clear and you weren't covered under attorney-client privilege. That is scary. That ought to give you chills at how dark and deep this goes, because it probably means Fani Willis, George Soros, Joe Biden, the Democratic Party, probably went to the bar to tell them, you better tell this witness, zip it, or he's going to get disbarred. Now, here's Fani Willis. She just goes completely unglued. It's kind of a mass of clips that I collected. This is the best of yesterday's hearing.
Give me the time period.
Mr. Wade visited you at the place you laid your head.
When?
Has he ever visited you at the place you laid your head?
So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied.
Oh
right
my
here.
God.
I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth,
Judge.
And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis?
You see.
Mr. Sena, thank you. We're going to take 5 minutes.
She started screaming, calling the prosecution a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie, holding up. And the judge rescues her and goes, we're going to take 5 minutes, before this thing gets out of hand, and she throws it down on the ground. We'll pick that clip up again, and then you'll see where she asks if she can go to the bathroom.
It is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis?
You see.
Mr. Sena, thank you. We're going to take 5 minutes. Be back in 5.
Golly.
May I go to the bathroom?
Now, this goes into their cruises that they went on. these people, they have done more together in 6 months than my wife and I have traveled in probably 32 years.
Man,
like that's all they do is go on cruises, ship cruises, trips, cabin. They lose track.
That's what everybody was saying. I think even on Fox, they were like, golly, y'all went on like 7 straight trips. Who does that? I mean, you know, I barely even go on trips like that. When I do, sometime I go out of town on a trip maybe once, maybe twice a year. But you talking about 7. Ooh, wonder where that money coming from, Fani. Yeah, we all know where it's coming from. So basically, as y'all can see, she's been lying for the longest. All of them. Everybody that's testified for them, everybody is lying. Even when y'all seen the clip where Nathan Wade was just looking up in the air. They asked him a question about him and Fani. Do you remember you and Fani being at the cabin? This man looked in the air for 15 seconds. You know what? Instead of me telling y'all, let me show y'all the clip right now. Check this out.
Did you go to a cabin with Miss Willis ever?
Ever?
Ever.
No.
And that's what I'm talking about. Just looking in the air, didn't know what to say. It's just crazy. You just know all of them are lying. And the bad thing about it, you can't lie under oath. You know what happens if you get caught lying under oath. It's a felony. So at this point, you can see that she's flipping out. She's mad. She's angry. When she first came in there, I'm telling y'all, when she first came in there, she was already hostile. The whole entire time, she yelling at the woman that's asking. She was yelling at Miss Merchant. Ashley Merchant was asking her question. She was just yelling and stuff. Like, golly, calm down. And like I said, that's when the judge had to kind of go off on her. Hey, you need to chill out before I strike your testimony. It made everybody go on break for 5 minutes because she was just loud. I mean, just whoo.
They went on so many trips in 6 months.
Yes, ma'am. So let's talk about both of those. I know he initially paid for it. Did you pay him back?
For the cruise and for Aruba, yeah, I gave him his money before we ever went on that trip.
You gave him cash before you ever went on the trip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when you got cash to pay him back on these trips, would you go to the ATM?
No, lady.
No, lady. She talks to her like she's crazy and calls her lady.
Call her lady. Instead of saying Miss Merchant, she say no lady. See, the thing with Fani Willis is, now let Miss Ashley Merchant would have called her a lady. Oh, Fani would have got pissed off. I'm pretty sure if Miss Merchant would have called Fani Willis, what you say, lady? I bet if she would have said that to her, she would have got mad and yelled. Oh, this lady got a name. Like she would have said something like that. I know for a fact. But she is so mad, man. Like, cause she knows she's lying. She knows she has been caught. So now she just swinging for the fences, just going off on anybody that asks her questions.
By the way, which is very unprofessional to do in a courtroom. If she's supposed to be the top prosecutor or district attorney, she is incredibly unprofessional. Same thing with Nathan Wade. If he's the top lawyer to put on a case against Trump and to shake out RICO charges, he is the most unprofessional guy that doesn't understand even the basic terminology in a court case. These people are either amateurs or liars. I'm assuming they're liars.
You would not go to the ATM?
No. And my worst days has probably only been $500 or $1,000. At my best days, I probably had $15,000 in my house at cash. At all times, there's going to be cash in my house or wherever I'm laying my head.
It sounds like she done incriminated herself. Now everybody know where the money going because you putting it on trips and you keeping some more to keep in your house. You pretty much just incriminating yourself.
Money that you paid Mr. Wade, the cash, in October of 2022, you do not know where that money came from.
I do know where it came from. It came from my sweat and tears.
Oh, Lord, why my sweat and tears? She keeps up to $15,000 cash in her house. Okay, for safekeeping. That's allowed, I guess. but it's also a really convenient excuse if you want to launder a bunch of money and not have to show receipts for it. I'm Doug.
Boy. There we go. Shout out to Doug for another great video. Like I said at this point, she's been caught lying, and there's no way she can get out of it. Especially when you got MSNBC, somebody who don't like Trump at all, and they up here saying that this case is going to be closed, that she's in trouble. Then you like, golly. Especially when somebody like MSNBC, we know they fake news, but they even came out and said that this case is done. Fani Willis will be removed. It's over with for her. But we shall see. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.